Hey guys, it's your girl Samantha with Black Nation News, and I just wanted to report really quickly, give you guys an update on what's going on with Nina and her campaign that she's running for office on the state of Ohio. And apparently the gap between her and her opponent is getting quite small. So I wanted to go ahead and read this just so we can keep an eye on things, because I do hope that Nina Turner wins, and I do hope you guys get the word out for people to vote for her. We definitely need someone like her in Congress. So let me go ahead and read and get the details for you guys. So there's an inescapable tension in the upcoming Democratic primary for Ohio's 11th Congressional District. On the one hand, there are voters making personal, locally informed decisions about whom to support. Dwayne Williams, for example, says he will support Nina Turner, a former state senator and co-chair of Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign. She definitely got my vote, my family vote. My mom, a couple of older people have supported her throughout the years, said Williams, who got to talk to and fist bump Turner through his car window at a gas station. Turner had come to campaign in the rain during a religious organization's gasoline giveaway. And then there are people from outside the district, like David Crow, who was just down the block from the gas station, blasting funk music from a van decorated with progressive slogans, "Healthcare is a human right," and a cutout of Turner's head. Crow is originally from Seattle and had gotten the van in 2015 to support Sanders. "I've actually worked my way up to where I'm actually a full-time activist at the moment," he said. "What I call myself is the road crew for the revolution." It's not unusual for congressional elections to be fueled by outside actors, national parties, activists, political action committees. But between Turner's pre-existing political celebrity status, the way the race mirrors internal Democratic Party fights, the high-profile endorsements, the money pouring into the district, and the simple fact that few other congressional elections are underway right now, this one Democratic primary has made the 11th district feel awfully crowded as Election Day approaches. Local worries versus national dynamics. There are 13 Democratic candidates on the ballot to replace Marcia Fudge, a former Ohio representative who became President Biden's housing secretary this year. Turner was the early frontrunner, bringing in more than $2 million in the first few months of the year. But in recent months, the local Democratic Party chairwoman, Shontel Brown, has very much made it a two-person contest. And in this solidly blue district, the Democratic primary winner will likely hold the seat. Many voters in the district have a keen sense of the seat's history, like the fact that black women have held it since 1999. Some, like Iris Johnston, a former Cleveland school principal, invoked the district's past representatives in the process of explaining their votes. "I grew up with Stephanie Tubbs Jones, so I knew her as an individual, and I think Shontel has more personality than any other candidates running," Johnson said at a candidate forum where she saw Brown speak. Johnson said her top issue is local public safety and policing. Okay, so I want to do my commentary side note here. We do not care about a representative having personality. I care about her policies and what she cares about. And from what I've heard, Shontel Brown is a lot more conservative than Nina Turner, so I would definitely prefer to have a Nina Turner in Congress fighting for laws and policy and things that I believe in that will benefit my family and people of America a lot better than what Shontel Brown stands for. So let me continue. Several voters also talked about personally knowing or having met Brown and Turner over the years in politics. In addition to being a state senator, Turner ran for Secretary of State in 2014. Brown, meanwhile, has been a local city council member and is currently on the Cuyahoga County Council. I'm trying to say that 5 times really fast. But Turner also brought national recognition into the race from her time on the Sanders campaign. And that means her statements from that time, like her sharp criticism of Biden, have become a key attack point for Brown, who stresses themes of cooperation and bipartisanship on the trail. All of this has helped the contest become much more than a local race. It can also be seen as a microcosm of the National Democratic Party, with its conflicts between liberal and moderate, outsider and establishment. These political axes are also apparent in some voters' explanations of their choices. John Newman spoke about his top issue just after he voted early. "Medicare for all is a real big one for me because I just don't believe that we can just watch people just die. I just don't understand," he said. He also associated Brown with the Democratic establishment, something he referred to as quote-unquote corrupt. Johnston, for her part, referenced Democratic politics in supporting Brown. I see it turning that way, more and more progressive, because you got the more radical Democrats that want things done right away, and everything can't get done right away, she said. We have to take baby steps before we can run. Oh, please. We're taking such slow baby steps that we're barely moving. Things need to move along faster. So the squad outside ads and the mom endorsement. Brown has her own help from outside the state in trying to win the seat. Mike Insel and 2 other young men, all of them from Maryland, have been out canvassing for Brown. I think that she's pro-Israel, said Insel, who identifies as Jewish. I like that she's not trying to be a member of the squad, he added, referring to the progressive group of Democratic U.S. House members. Outside groups have been fueling this race. One PAC, the Democratic Majority for Israel, has bought ads supporting Brown and opposing Turner, who has tweeted in support of Palestinians and criticized Israel. The Congressional Black Caucus PAC has also backed Brown. Of course they have, because they don't get anything done for black people. So that alone lets you know that Brown is not our woman. She is not the candidate for black people, because Congressional Black Caucus, the CBC, they need to all get voted out. They are a fucking joke. They get nothing done for black people. They set us back time and time again. I feel like they fight more for immigrants and gays and homosexuals and everything under the sun that isn't black. Whatever they can throw their weight behind that's not black, so they can get more butter biscuits for playing the game and doing what they want, including Jim Clyburn's clownish ass. He gets on my nerves. Like, when are people in South Carolina going to vote his ass out of office? When? Like, he's been there since the beginning of time. He is getting on my effing nerves. He gets in the effing way every chance he gets to ruin black progress. He cannot stand black people with his black ass. I cannot stand him. So let me keep going. Meanwhile, progressive PACs like the Working Families Party have supported Turner. A slate of progressive politicians are also backing Turner. Sanders, of course, as well as members of the squad. Brown has an array of establishment endorsements, including House Majority Whip James Clyburn, or shall I say Jim Crow Clyburn, and Hillary Clinton, who is also a hot mess for black people. Not to mention Fudge's mom. In interviews, both candidates resisted the framing of this race as liberal versus moderate, or as anti-establishment versus establishment. What people are asking about, they're not asking about who's moderate and who's progressive. They're not asking people to lay out their Democratic bona fides, Turner said. They really want to know who is going to go to Congress and fight to change the material conditions. Brown said that political stances can be subjective. If you ask someone that's a little bit further to the right, they may sound progressive, she said. If you ask someone who's a little more further to the left, they'll say I'm a moderate. And yet the candidates do invoke those dynamics on the trail in the slides they take at each other. While taping a podcast with a local businesswoman, Turner used the words of path-breaking former politician Shirley Chisholm. I am an unbought and unbossed woman, and sometimes that offends people, something that it does. People are bumping up against me right now because I don't play by the rules, she said. I'm going to write the rules. I'm not going to play by your rules. And these are the same people who don't understand that unless you bump up, change does not happen. Brown, meanwhile, digs at Turner for her past outspokenness, with Brown casting herself as a consensus builder. If you're looking at someone who has been more focused on headway than headlines, then yes, I think those are the things that make me different from the other candidates, she said in an interview. For all the national attention, this could be a low turnout race, a special election in early August during a pandemic, and also competing for attention with an upcoming Cleveland mayoral race. Not that it's going to quiet down. Sanders and New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are scheduled to campaign for Turner. Clyburn will be going to the area this weekend for Brown. And I still throw all my weight behind Turner, Nina Turner, and I hope she wins. So let me know what you guys think about this story. Please make sure, if you are in the state of Ohio, or whatever you can do, even if you're not in the state of Ohio, to help Nina Turner win, please, please, please do it, whether it's donating to her campaign or going out to pass around flyers or make calls on her behalf or text her. Whatever you can do, please do it, because Nina Turner is the girl for the people. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And until I talk to you guys again, or see you in the next video, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, love, and light. I am gone.